really asserted himself. Then I thought Mason, those 2 threes, even though he hit 3, those 2 threes he hit back to back really separated in the game. But we just wanted to be physical with hopefully not fouling and not let him get deep, whether that was a rebound or a post up.
Did you see that frustration with them?
I did
When
not.
you guys made your mind? Good answer.
Yeah, I did not. I'm looking at our guys. So.
Matt, why was the middle so open for Braden? Was that something with your actions or?
Right. Well, they were trying to keep him off his right hand, and so when you go up and you keep somebody off their right hand and you're trying to open up space there, we had to like flip it and twist the screen and then set it to his left. And then if he wanted to snake it and get back to his right hand, or just play off his left hand. So it just kind of opened up more space. But Arizona did the same thing and tried to keep him off his right hand after he got established. So a couple other people have done that, and he still had success. So that's what they were trying to do. But we were trying to do the same thing with Trey Galloway. So that's where you saw a lot of those snakes, because we were trying to keep him off his right hand.
Coach, talk about that decision right there at the end of the first half to insert William Berg on that blob play. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah. When we put him on the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't want, on a lob to take Zach away from it. So if we put Zach on there, then have a 4, we can put him on there at 7-2, and then Zach can be there also at 7-4 by the rim. And so that was why.
Coach, can I get your perspective on Zach's 3?
Zach what?
Zach's 3, your perspective?
Yeah, I didn't know what, they did that without my knowledge. So. He missed it so bad it went in.
Your shrug was priceless.
There you go.
You look like Michael Jordan.
There you go. Yeah, he deserves it though. He deserves it. Like he comes every night and he competes and he plays hard, and you're always kind of just waiting for him not to, one night just have it. But even though he didn't shoot a great percentage again, I think a lot of that had to do with Cota Ware's size and his length. Zach's a competitor, man. He plays hard every night.
Just being able to win, kind of build leads early in games without making the sort of volume of threes you
Right.
become accustomed to making.
Correct.
How are you kind of playing through, that kind of element of your offense?
Yeah, I think our body language wasn't great when I didn't think our body language was great when we missed some shots there. Like, you just got to be able to push through it. But when you don't make shots, that's who you are. Like, can you still win? Can you still win games? So I thought our guys pushed through it, and we defended pretty well. We obviously rebounded well, and we didn't turn the ball over. So once again, it kind of, to us, when we have 9 turnovers, even though we struggle, and 8 for 21 is not awful, but at one time we didn't shoot well during the game. So I thought that was a great sign. But yeah, I think we had a couple guys out there that bothered them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you deal with skilled guys, like, trying to get them to not play through their offense is hard. Like, they just feel that. So you can't let it affect. My shot's not going down, I still got to defend, I still got to rebound. Because if you don't, then why should you play? You know what I mean? If you can't make a shot and you can't guard somebody, you can't rebound, like, why should you play? So, like, that's always what we're trying to get ahead of, to let them know that, you can always defend, you can always rebound, you can always take care of the ball. You're not always going to make your shots. George. Is that George back here?
Sam, go ahead.
Is that you?
Yeah.
That number you gave me after the last game? I called it 3 times in a row and it didn't work. I haven't seen you since, so I saw you, so I'm telling you. I didn't want you to think that, I was a buffoon and I just dogged you.
The numbers were all messed up at the 5.
It kept going through, it just kept.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was gonna tell you.
I just didn't want you to think that, I big timed you.
If you'll do it, they'll do it tonight.
I tried 3 times on the bus.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's all right, I didn't want to do it anyways, but I was just being So,
Thanks for being honest.
yeah.
Matt, aside from their first 5 possessions where I think they got fouled once and got 4 pretty easy buckets, did
Yeah.
you feel like this was a game where you had a lot of progress defensively?
I did. When everything can kind of get amplified from somebody's last game, and obviously Trey and Renew both had 25 points. So just like starting there, in trying to keep Trey Galloway, who I thought did some good things in the first half. Obviously, he didn't. I don't think he scored in the second half, but that was just the main thing for us. Is like, let's keep them off the glass. Let's keep them out of transition, but let's make it really hard for Malik Renew. Let's make it really hard for Trey Galloway to get to his right hand. And, you know, I thought we had some success there, not ultimate success. Obviously, getting Renew into foul trouble was a big deal. And that's what we were trying to do with, you know, posting Trey Kaufman ran to start the second half. We wanted to go to him and just keep going to him, and then having Zebo on that weak side to rebound because we knew they'd stay one-on-one.
Matt, can we touch on that first 5 minutes where defense kind of gave up, I think it was 4 straight field goals.
Right.
Just what you saw from your defense getting locked in early.
Yeah, it was, you know, once again, like, when we keep the ball out of the paint, you know, I think good things happen. It doesn't mean we're like, we're carte blanche and that's, you know, that's it. But when we can do a better job of not letting the ball get in there through the post or the drive, we have more success. And so that's what we wanted to do a better job after they did that. Is like, you know, they didn't make a 3 in the first half. Out of their 4 threes, obviously Ware hit the 1, and then CJ Gunn hit the other 3. But we did not want them to get, you know, even though they don't shoot a lot of them, we didn't want that to be a part of it. We didn't want the offensive rebounding, but keeping the ball out of the paint is what we had to do a better job of. Because when we saw the numbers at halftime, that was huge. After that moment, I thought we did a much better job.
Right.
I don't think Miles had played since Michigan. Obviously, he's one of the quote-unquote victims of your depth.
Yes.
But why was this a night for him to kind of get in there early?
Yeah, you know, we had struggled shooting the ball in the first half. I just thought like getting him in there, and you know, he's gotten in there. He's, you know, had a short memory and just taking his shots. I thought that 3 that he hit was a big shot for us. So it's hard, man. It's a hard deal when you get in that position when your number does get called to go out there. But I thought he did great.
Hey, Matt, talk about the significance of this series. Obviously, you know, you grew up with IU Purdue. How special is it this season to get these 2 wins on this season for Zach and these guys that have
Right.
played so hard?
Yeah, well, obviously they swept us last year, even though we won the Big Ten by 3 games. You know, it's, you know, they simply outplayed us. You know, Hood Shafino was so good here last year. You know, I think we helped him get to the NBA the way we defended him. So that was the silver lining of that game, right? But no, like, you know, trying to guard Trace Jackson Davis, obviously he's done really well for the Warriors in the NBA. Like, that was a challenge. And the game here, you know, he didn't score until the 10-minute mark. So if you'd have told me that, I would have said that we'd have won the game. But Hood Shafino had played so well, and then Trace scored 10 points, you know, in that last 10 minutes of the second half. But no, it's a great win for our seniors, and more than anything, it gets us, you know, closer to being in position to win a Big Ten championship. Like, it's a long road. There's a lot of people that can knock you off. Anybody in our league can beat you. So, like, just trying to get, you know, one more win, and people look at like winning a championship, but you still got to put yourself in that position. So we just got to keep working towards putting ourselves in that position. But they're talented. I know they don't have the depth because Xavier Johnson in the backcourt, like, he really helps them with their depth there. But that front line is talented. I think you see that in Zach going 7 for 15. Like, where's length bothers people.
Angela.
Coach, piggybacking off of that, 41 combined points against IU this year. That's the most in the series since 1969. How big of a message does this send to, and have like extra energy
Right.
does this give you guys moving forward through the season?
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. Like we want to live in the world of efficiency, especially from an offensive standpoint. You know, when you hear coaches talk about doing your job, that's what it gets down to, like staying connected. If everybody does their job and everybody stays on the same page, it really helps your connectivity. And now you're not fooling anybody, right? Everybody knows what everybody else is doing. And good defenses and good offenses can get you off that grid. So, like, that's what competition is. Like, people will look at the result of what you do, and they'll say, well, why in the hell do you do that? Like, you know, it's not 5-on-0. There's another team out there competing, and they're trying to stop you from doing what you want to do. But no, it's really not that big a deal, to be honest with you. It's us trying to get better and just be an efficient offensive and defensive team, and then keep rebounding the basketball. And, you know, if we can rebound the basketball, we can take care of the basketball. We put ourselves in a really good position with our personnel.
Jed, Casey.
Building off that a little bit, Zach with 4 assists and only 1 turnover tonight. Talk about his development, figuring out those double teams, and I think IU played him pretty much straight up tonight. Talk about his development and his decision making.
Yeah, like, no, he's a very unselfish player. Like, he doesn't have the buildup of a recruited guy. Like, a lot of times the buildup of a recruited guy thinks about, like, what's my role, how am I gonna play, how many shots I'm gonna get. Like, he doesn't have that in between his ears. He just wants to win. So it's real simple. Like, if you're by yourself and you're one-on-one, score the ball. If you're double teamed, pass it. Don't wait to pass it. Like, you see that double team. So we spend a lot of time working on repost, rotations, and what we're supposed to do when the ball goes in. So he knows. He's still got to pick up eyes and throw the ball to people, but he knows where people are supposed to be depending on how they're going to handle it. We've had people double us and have success. We've had people, stay one-on-one and have success against us. Obviously, he's had a lot of personal success, so it's not over the top, but there's not been one way that just foils us at all. Now, like, we've had games in the NCAA tournament where, like, one-on-ones beat us just because of decision-making, whatever. So it's not been perfect, but the thing that he's always done is he's always went back to the well and watched and learned and just kept building good positive habits. And a lot of times guys with size and coaches don't like throwing it to them because they're not very good decision makers. Well, you got to work with them. Like, you got to work with them on their passing just like you would work in ball screen passing. And so we spent a lot of time on him working on what people want to do. They want to come quick double, they want to delay double, they want to come big to big, they want to cover down ball side. There's a lot of different semantics to that can like make a guy freeze or make a guy not see it. So pass faking's a big thing, ball faking. So now, like, when you're pass faking and you're pumping that basketball 2 to 3 times, are they playing that lane? Are they holding tight? Are they zoning off? It really allows him to process information and see where people are. But, simple wins the race. And so, like, when you get in that situation, anytime you get 2 people on the basketball, get the ball out of your hands. You're automatically in a 4-on-3. And if you've set that up and you've stayed ball side, now you're in a 3-on-2. And so that's what you want. Like, you want advantages. You want 4-on-3s, 3-on-2s. And then if you have good decision makers out there and good shot makers, you should get something pretty good.
Casey Wessel. Braden had a good game at the rim. He struggled a little bit this year. How has his game evolved and his confidence grown just at the rim making shots?
Just taking what they're giving him. Like, a lot of people don't like to come, in the ball screen action detached from Zachary. And so when they do that, now make them stop you. Like, get to your pull-up, get to the rim, make them stop you. Because when they stop you and they come, now somebody not as big is on him. Right? It just depends on the alignment or whatever, but I thought he did a good job. I thought taking his layups in the first half, he missed a couple in the second half where he should have probably got into his defender a little bit more, so he kept that angle and shut that one off the backboard in front of us. So, but I thought his reads were good. It's no different than a quarterback's progression. You got your options, you have your second option, you got your third option. Now people blitz you or people trap you. You got to, like, back up out of that and get that basketball out of your hands. But when people play a drop, like Indiana played for the most part, like now they don't want to stop you. They want you to stop yourself. That's what a drop coverage is. But you force them to stop you. And if they don't, then just shoot your layup or shoot your floater.
Kansas City or San Francisco?
What was that?
Kansas City or San Francisco? Super Bowl.
Pittsburgh. Steelers, man.